Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is about bringing you content about childhood sexual abuse. On this channel I share things to do with my experience. I also share things to do with news stories and add my thoughts and commentary to it. And I do interview other survivors and their supporters in hopes of raising awareness about this subject and also to empower other survivors as well. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you like the content that I share, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. So in today's video, I have a quick story here from the Daily Mail. It is about a paedophile who got caught out in a sting operation trying to give a mobile phone to a 14-year-old girl so she could take explicit pictures of herself. So Pedro Campos, 40, was in fact the target of a sting operation after he swapped messages on social media with an undercover investigator posing as a teenager. The father of one from Openshaw, Manchester, tried to bluff his way out of trouble by saying he wanted to give away one of his phones so he and the youngster could carry on chatting. But a live feed of the confrontation coordinated by the Child Online Safety Team, in which Campos produced 2 mobile phones, went viral on Facebook. At Manchester Crown Court, he was jailed for 3 years after being convicted of attempting to cause a child to engage in sexual activity and attempting to engage in sexual communication with a child. The investigation began in May 2019 after the undercover investigator created a decoy called Tegan. They were in contact through social media and they engaged in messaging. Right at the start of the conversation, Tegan indicated her name and stated she was 14 years old and from Blyth in Northumberland. He asked her if she had previously had a boyfriend and she told him no, and he asked her for pictures. She indicated she didn't have any of herself, but she was definitely 14 and that she was in foster care. She said she was still a baby, but he said, "You may be a baby, but you have an older mentality." There was a conversation about going to school and messages containing sexual references. He asked her if she had sexual experience. She said no, saying it would hurt, but he told her the first time yes, but then you will really enjoy it. He asked if he could try it and asked if she could send some pictures. She indicated that her phone was broken, but he then suggested that she can send them on her computer. The defendant moved on to whether she would agree to meet up with him. He had been saying he was 25 and suggested if they met up, he would give her an old phone. He offered to meet her in Manchester, but at that time he was met and was then arrested. He had a telephone on him that was his own and a phone to be given to Tegan. He made no comment in the interview. There was a significant degree of planning and grooming behaviour used. There was a significant disparity in age from 40 to 14. He intended to receive photos, and it's clear the intended victim would have been particularly vulnerable, especially being in foster care and had no sexual experience. He also lied about his age. Campos had no previous convictions. Defence lawyer Nick Ronan said this was an offence which occurred during a period when his life was in tatters. He is of low risk of offending. But the judge, Miss Recorder Abigail Hudson, told Campos, "You struck up a conversation online with what you believe to be a 14-year-old girl. You began to ask her about her sexual experiences and incite her to have sex. I have no doubt that your intention was to have sex with her. You arranged to meet her and you did that to provide her with a phone to send you explicit photos. Tegan did not exist. She was an adult, but you did not know that, and it was your intention to abuse a child. The behaviour was clearly grooming behaviour, and there was a significant disparity in your age about which you lied. Having heard your evidence at trial, I am entirely satisfied that you intended to meet Tegan and have sexual activity with her. Your defence was frankly absurd." Campos was ordered to sign the Sexual Offenders Register for life and was ordered to abide by a sexual harm prevention order for 10 years. So as you just heard from the story, Pedro Campos has been jailed for this crime, and just listening to some of the conversation he was having with this 14-year-old girl was absolutely disgusting and shocking. It is very clear just from the snippet that was shared in this story that he had it planned out, that he had every intention, as the judge said, to have sexual activity with what he believed to be a 14-year-old girl. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody would have said to me that he's done this type of thing before. because that's how they start. They start with this type of behaviour. His whole defence about his life being in tatters at the times is just a poor excuse for bad behaviour. It's not an excuse for you, if your life is in tatters, to go around trying to sexually abuse children. He needs to take accountability for his behaviour, and hopefully while he serves his time, they may have some type of program to deal with his deviant behaviour in prison. But anyway, it's a good outcome. He's been sentenced for 3 years. He's going to be on a sexual harm prevention order and registered as a sex offender for life. You can't really ask for a better outcome than that. Anyway, until the next time, take care.